On this beautiful spring weekend, I decided to take a ride on the Wabash Trail, not too far from my house, and do an overnight bike packing trip as a bit of a shakedown ride for my touring this summer. One of my big goals this year was to get more bike camping in. Last year I just did not get around to doing much, so this was really a test for myself and for my gear. The Wabash Trail is a 66-mile rail trail in northwest Ohio. The Wabash Railroad was so popular back in the day, even Johnny Cash wrote a song about it. Today was a pretty straightforward ride. I would start at the eastern edge of the trail, then ride straight west to the end, currently in Montpelier, Ohio, which would take me over 50 miles. At the rest stop I would meet Gerard, who took an interest in my bike packing trip and offered to ride along to the end of the paved section. Gerard had just started biking last September and shared how it dramatically improved both his physical and mental health just riding a bike. The trail is paved in areas close to Toledo and turns into gravel for most of the remote parts. I would spend 2 days riding the entire trail, a trip I did on my mountain bike in a single day back in 2019. As you reach the end of the paved section south of Delta, I would just take a short break, but would have to part ways with Gerard, who I plan to ride with in future trips. Out here in the gravel portions, you will venture into countryside full of wide open spaces and farmland, and lots of solitude. Out here there's no restrooms or water, save for a few small towns you pass by, making this stretch more for bike packers and not for your casual ride. When you start to see pavement, you know you're getting closer to the city of Wauseon. This is the biggest town you'll be coming across in the western portion of the Wabash, and is a great place to stop for food, resupply, and a good rest. On my way, I ran across another bike camper heading in the opposite direction. Todd is from Archbold, and he has his own Facebook group for bike campers in our area. He was heading east to the metro parks to camp.
Man. Hey, have a good one.
I'm Nate, by the way.
Yeah, Todd, nice to meet you.
Yeah. All right, good luck,
All right,
man.
cool. See ya.
I'll see you around.
Yeah, have a good one.
Be safe.
Take care.
Take care, man. Very cool. I ran across someone pretty much in the middle of nowhere from my area riding the exact same bike as me, Surly Ogre. Crazy how you meet people. It's very interesting.
One of my favorite stops is the Tiffin River Bridge, which is probably the biggest bridge you're going to come across on this trail. It has a really good outlook, places to rest with benches, and I noticed that this is the season where it's really flooding, and you can just see how the woods is pretty much engulfed by the water in the floodplain. West Unity is a really nice town that has a park right on the trail with clean restrooms, picnic area, and just up the block is the city where you can get food and refreshments. All right, we are at the very end in Montpelier, which is right here. So we went all the way through West Unity, Wauseon, south of Delta, Swanton, Oak Openings, and back where we started in Monclova and Maumee. That puts me at just over 51 miles, including the 5 miles from my house. After camping just off the trail, I would finish the Wabash by riding about 28 miles to Liberty Center, where the shorter 15-mile section starts. It was a beautiful Sunday morning in the high 40s. The sun was out and the country roads were mine. But I would first have to have a second breakfast at McDonald's. So here we are in Liberty Center. This is the end of the Wabash that has the small fork that goes southwest. It's about 15 or so miles. 5 or 6 of that is gravel, unpaved. And that'll finish up the last of the leg of the entire trail. So we are here at the Trailhead. Right now we are in Liberty Center, and this red is unpaved to Neapolis, which will take us all the way back where we started yesterday. And yesterday we did start here and went the entire length all the way to Montpelier, and then I did some road riding after that to get back where I camped around here last night, and it was about 28 miles to get back here. So we'll do the last leg and that will be the entire trail of the Wabash. Perhaps the smallest town you'll run across is here in Colton, where the Wabash actually runs through that strip of grass. However, each side of the street loops around so you can reconnect back on the trail. And here's my first encounter with a dog, which was right along the trail where his yard is. And just like dogs out in the country, you really don't know their intentions. Are they friendly? Are they territorial and want to bite you? And I did not want to find out. As you start to get closer into town, the gravel ends and the pavement begins for a nice smooth ride home. Whitehouse will be the biggest town you go right through the center of, and has lots of places for food, dining, and as you'll see here, ice cream right on the trail. And that is the entire Wabash Trail. So we just completed the North and South Fork, which are right here. That direction takes you to Montpelier, and that direction takes you to Liberty Center.